बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। मैं हूं प्रोफेसर यासर और आपसे एकेडमिक गाइडेंस के प्लेटफॉर्म से मुखातिब हूं। डियर व्यूअर्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स, हमारा आज का टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन स्टेजेस ऑफ प्री नेटल डेवलपमेंट है। द प्रोसेस ऑफ प्री नेटल डेवलपमेंट अकर्स इन थ्री मेन स्टेजेस। फर्स्ट वन इज germinal stage, while the second one is embryonic stage and third one is fetal stage or fetal period. तो इनकी तफसील जानने के लिए you are advised to watch this video till the end. फर्दर अगर आपने इस चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया तो काइंडली सब्सक्राइब कीजिए, लाइक कीजिए और शेयर कीजिए ताकि दूसरे लोग भी इससे ज्यादा से ज्यादा इस्तेफादा हासिल कर सकें। फर्स्ट स्टेज इज जर्मिनल स्टेज। द जर्मिनल स्टेज begins at conception when the sperm and egg cells unite together to form a zygote. Cell division occurs in zygote approximately 24 to 36 hours after conception. Through the process of mitosis, the zygote first divides into two cells, then into 4, 8, 16 and so on. As the cells multiply, they will also separate into two distinct masses. The outer cells will eventually become the placenta, while the inner cells form the embryo. Dear students, cell division continues at a rapid speed. During about 1 week, cells develops into what is known as blastocyst, which have three main layers. First one is ectoderm, which forms skin and nervous system. Second one is endoderm, which forms digestive and respiratory system, and third one is mesoderm, which forms muscles and skeletal system. Finally, the blastocyst arrives at the uterus and attached to the uterine wall, and this process is called implantation. At this point, mass of cell is known as an embryo. The beginning of the third week after conception marks the start of embryonic period, a time when the mass of cells become distinct as a human. The embryonic stage plays an important role in the development of the brain. About 4 weeks after conception, the neural tube forms, which later develop into the central nervous system, including the spinal cord and brain. For the next few days, more ridges form the fold inward until a hollow tube is formed. The tube begins to close and brain vesicles are formed. These vesicles will eventually develop into parts of the brain, including the structures of the forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Around the 4th week, the head begins to form, quickly followed by the eyes, nose, ears and mouth. The blood vessels that will become the heart start to pulse. During the 5th weeks, buds that will form the arms and legs appear. By the 8th week of development, the embryo has all of the basic organs and parts except those of gender organs. At this point, embryo weighs just 1 gram and is about 1 inch in length. Third one is fetal stage. Once differentiation of cell is almost complete, the embryo enters the next stage and becomes known as fetus. The fetal period of prenatal development marks more important changes in the brain. This period of development begins during the 9th week and lasts until birth. The early body systems and structure established in the embryonic stage continues to develop. The neural tube develops into the brain and spinal cord, and neurons continue to form. Once these neurons have been formed, they begin to migrate to their correct location. Between the 9th and 12th week of gestation, reflexes begin to emerge. The fetus began to make reflexive motion with his arms and legs. During the 3rd month of gestation, the gender organs begin to differentiate. By the end of the month, all parts of the body will be formed. At this point, the fetus weighs around 3 ounces. The fetus continues to grow in both length and weight, although the majority of the physical growth occurs in the later stage of pregnancy. The end of the 3rd month also marks the end of the first trimester of pregnancy. During the 2nd trimester or months 4 through 6, the heartbeat grows stronger and other body system become further developed. Fingernails, hair, eyelashes and toenails form. Perhaps most noticeably, the fetus increase about 6 times in size. So what going on inside the brain during this important period of prenatal development? The brain and central nervous system also become more responsive during the 2nd trimester. Around 28 weeks, the brain starts to mature faster with an activity that greatly resembles that of a sleeping newborn. During the period from 7 months until birth, the fetus continues to develop, put on weight and prepare for life outside the womb. The lungs begin to expand and contract, preparing the muscles for breathing. All this development usually follows this normal pattern. There are certain problems with prenatal development occurs, like disease, malnutrition and other prenatal influences can have a powerful impact on how the brain develops during this critical period. तो डियर व्यूअर्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स, ये ब्रीफ थी प्रीनेटल डेवलपमेंटल स्टेजेस की। उम्मीद है वीडियो आपको इन्फॉर्मेटिव लगेगी। कमेंट्स बॉक्स में कमेंट्स करके अपनी राय से ज़रूर आगाह कीजिएगा। अल्लाह ताला हम सब के लिए आसानियां पैदा करे। आमीन सुम आमीन। अल्लाह हाफिज़।